Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some time with me today. Today I thought I would do, hopefully, fingers crossed, a quick get ready with me using some new products and some things I mentioned in, I think, my previous video. I was talking about new products and some new things I bought and some testers that I have, and I just thought I would do, because I'm going to go out, I have some errands to run, so I need to put a face on. I apologise for the naked face, but you'll see the things that I need to cover and conceal and so on. And I'm using mainly liquid and cream products, and I'm going to use a beauty sponge, not a beauty blender, a beauty sponge for practically everything except obviously my powder products. So I hope you enjoy it and I hope it's helpful. So I'm just going to literally pin my hair back a little bit just to keep it out of the way. I'm just using regular little clips that you get in any chemist or in Boots. And first of all, before I start, I'm going to show you, I am using, these are from the PS range in Primark, or Pennies as it is here in Ireland, and this is the beauty sponge. Now I just want to show you, it came in a pack of 2. It was that size. I know this is a slightly different shape, but it was that size. And when I wet it, it grew to this size. And it's lovely and spongy. It's quite dense when it's dry, but it's lovely and spongy. And I also bought, now I've used them before, but I bought new ones for the purpose of this demonstration. So I got a little pack of the small ones for your eyes. So when you wet it, that's the size it goes to. So I'm actually really impressed with them. Since even the previous time I've bought them, they've really improved. I hope the lighting is okay, because I have a light in front of me, and I hope if I look at lights for too long, I will get an aura, you know, like what you would get before you have a migraine. I don't get the migraine, but I can get an aura if I look at a light for too long, or if I look at stripes or Venetian blinds or anything like that. So I'm kind of wondering, do I need it? But I think I do. It's kind of dull here today. Anyway, I am rambling. The first thing I do every day is, and I've spoken about this before, is put my Catrice Camouflage Cream on, which is what corrects these lovely under eye circles. I have all my skincare on. I'm going to use this little small one. And I have tried this, and it works really, really well with cream products for the eyes. So I'm just going to pop some on. I have a small mirror here that I will use. I hope it won't distract. Oops. Just pop that on. And it works really well for cream products. And what got me thinking about using damp beauty sponges for even putting eye products on, I was watching Shaz of the Blonde Tea Party. I'm sure if you've been watching me for any length of time, you'll know about Chaz, but if you don't know about Chaz, please go and visit her channel. She is amazing. I just love Chaz. She's so funny, does great product reviews, great get ready with me's, and she is stunning. But it was she who got me thinking about it, because she used a beauty blender, I think it was a beauty blender she had to apply her cream eyeshadow. And I thought that makes complete sense, and I tried it out and it worked beautifully. So that's the first thing I do every single solitary day, and you can see it kind of corrects the darkness and it will blend in. I should have a table in front of me. My next thing is to put my primer on, and this is the Laura Mercier primer in Radiance, and I put about a pea-sized amount, about that much, and just pop that on. I don't rub it in as such, I just spread it. And don't worry too much about the corrector, because it will blend. And that just gives a nice radiance to the skin. It's not really colour correcting, and you can see that I have some redness in my cheeks. That's kind of my Irish complexion. I'm very fair skinned, you can see that I'm very pale, and there's a pinkness in my skin tone. So that's my primer. Now, I got a sample when I was shopping last week of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. I think it's in the lightest colour. I'm pretty sure it's in the lightest colour, but that's the little sample. Quite a decent sample. So I'm going to put it on with the Beauty Blender. pop some onto my hand there so you can see the colour. And I'm just going to straight away use my sponge. I shouldn't call it a beauty blender, my beauty sponge. I'm going to, oops, wrong side. Just dab it on. And I usually start in the centre of my face and work out, because the centre out onto my cheeks, that's where I need most of the coverage to cover up the redness in my cheeks. Now I possibly could have soaked this or dried it off a little bit more with the towel. It's quite wet. I'll pop some more on there. Maybe if I put it directly on the sponge. It's all trial and error, isn't it? So that's what I usually do. Just start in the centre, oops, and work my way out. Now normally in the morning, if I'm heading out to do a school run, which I do, if I don't have time to do, I don't go out with a full face on, but if I don't have time to do very much, I will do my brows and my lashes, and that will be enough to get me looking sort of half pulled together. But I don't look, if I don't do my brows, as you can see, my face has very little definition. Now Estee Lauder Double Wear Light is it's very light coverage. It's kind of buildable. I'm going to try a little bit more, just to give me a little bit. You can see it's evening out my complexion and covering that redness without covering my skin too much. It's just sort of evening it out, taking the redness down. There's people passing, and I often think, what will they think if they look up and see? Because I have a light, and as I say, I have a light in the window. Now, I'm just going to bring what's left on my sponge down my neck and onto my ears, and like that. So that's a lovely light coverage. It is enough to just even things out without being, and I'm already at 7 minutes. Okay, I'm going to speed it up. I think that's a nice light coverage, and I'll see how it wears through the day, and I will let you know. Now, I'm going to do my brows first. I'm using my usual NYX brow pencil. It's a dual-ended. It has the pencil and the brush. I'm just at the end. That's all that's left. Itchy. Now, it's in the colour charcoal, and I can't remember. They do two. They do a very fine one as well that's supposedly like the Anastasia Beverly Hills, but this one is, to me, I've said this loads of times, it reminds me of one that I had from Bobbi Brown a couple of years ago that cost me €42, and this one I think was less than 10. So the way I do my brows is I take my line, I put a line, my guiding line on the base of my brow just to give me my shape. And I know I'm not going to go below that, and I try and bring my brows in a little bit towards here, because I'm aiming to kind of that, you know, where you put the pencil. So I just need to bring them in a little bit more. Very fine, light strokes. I probably spend more time doing my brows than anything else, and they do frame your face, and if they're not right, they can look a bit odd. And I try and give myself a little bit of an arch, and then just down the other side. So you can see it makes quite a difference, but it's not too dramatic. And then actually brush it out, and if you have put a little bit too much colour on, you can smooth it out or soften it with the brush. So again, you can see I have hairs, but they're because my hair is its own natural colour, my brows are going very light in colour as well. So my guide, and then just work up above that then, and try and put, this one has its own kind of natural arch, so it's easier to do. The other one tends to be rounder, and I'll just move it in a little bit just to sort of, now that's a bit much there. I'll just soften it. See if they look fairly similar. I need to bring that in a little bit more. And again, just very soft, light strokes. I find with this product, if you do make a little mistake, it's very easy to correct. I think they look fairly similar. And it's funny, isn't it? If you start looking at them too much, then you'd start fiddling with them and then they won't look right. I think they look okay. Now, just so that I can frame my face and see where I'm going with everything else. Alright, I'm going to use a little bit of contour, and it's the Clinique Curvy Contour in 01. I bought this last year for summertime. Actually, my husband bought it for me. And I'm going to use, again, my sponge, and I'm going to use the kind of the edge of it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of product like that. Sorry. And I am going to just find my cheekbone. Now that looks a bit scary. Looks a bit scary, but fear not, we will blend. So I'm not going to put any more product on, I am just going to blend that in. I'll use actually the tip. Just blend it in a little bit. Remember, it's easier to add than take away. So if you have blended it too much and you can't see it, you can always add a little bit more. Yeah, pretty happy with that. It looks not in actuality it looks pretty natural. Just gives a little shadow. Now for my blush, it's another Clinique, and it is the Chubby Stick in Robust Rhubarb. And again, last year I used this a lot in the summertime. It's picking up. Robust Rhubarb. I'm going to use the same beauty sponge. I'm using different parts of it, so I'm not... This is a lovely kind of a corally shade. And I'm just going to pop some on here. How am I doing? 12 minutes, hurry up. And I'm going to smile to get the apple of my cheek. This is a very subtle colour. Just gives a nice little pop. Now it looks a bit scary there, but when I blend it, I'll find another spot and just blend it in. And I've actually forgotten one of my products, so I'm just going to go and pause for a second and go get it. Does that look? No, I've come down further. Yeah, that looks okay. Okay, I'm going to pause for a sec. Sorry about that. The particular product that I wanted, I think my daughter has it and I can't find it, so I'm going to use a different one. It's a highlighter, but this one is my MAC Hush, which is a lovely kind of a goldeny champagne-y highlighter. And I'm going to do the same thing, this time using the tip of the sponge. This is a very subtle highlight. The one I was going to use was a number 7. So you can see that there, I hope. Yes, you can, just about. It's a beautiful highlighter. I absolutely love it. And you can apply it perfectly with your fingers. So you can just see, it just gives a nice sheen. Okay, moving on swiftly to the eyes. Now, this you will have heard me talk about numerous times, and it's my Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Creme de Rose. So that's the jar, serious pan, and I'm going to use my little green one. I've used the bigger ones as well, and I'm just going to sweep inside there like that. And the benefit, now this is what Shaz was talking about, and she did it with one of her, I think it was a MAC paint pot. You're not pulling your eyelid at all, so you're not going to be causing any crepiness. Now I'm going to use this as a primer, but I regularly just use this and go. I have my little friend here beside me, my little dog. But I would, as I say, I would regularly just pop this on and go. And since I've been using it with the Damps Beauty Sponge, it's just so much easier to apply, and I'm not, as I say, stretching or pulling my lids, and you can build the colour. And these wash beautifully as well, because I'll wash them now when I'm done. They look very stained. And they will be stained, but they'll be clean. Now, okay, I'm going to go on to cream products, and I'm going to use a Kiko shadow. This was one of the ones my daughter brought back to me from Amsterdam. I can't open it. Yeah, there's no names, they're just numbers, and this is 02, but it's a kind of a lovely creamy champagne-y colour. So I'm going to use a MAC flat shadow brush, and I'm just going to pop some of that. It is slightly sparkly, but it's not too sparkly. It's just a nice bit of brightness. So pop that on. I'm keeping an eye on the time because it's supposed to be quick. Pop it on both lids, just on the lids, like that. And that's the Creme de Rose is a nice primer, so it will hold the colour. Now, I recently bought a new shader brush, or crease brush actually, and it's from Zoeva, and it is the 231 Luxe Petite Crease. So that's it there, and it's just a lovely, it's a lovely size because I've deep set, slightly hooded eyes, and it's hard to find a brush that kind of really fits that contour. Now, this is another Kiko shadow, and it's 06. No names, but it's a kind of a taupey colour. There is a little bit of iridescence in it, but not too much. And I'm going to go very light-handed with it. So I'm literally just spinning the brush like that in it and tap it off. And I go above my crease. Now this is a daytime look, so I'm going to go very kind of light-handed. I can always build it. So you can see I'm bringing it out as opposed to kind of down to give the illusion of a bigger eye. So you can see that there. It's very subtle, and I will build it. Same on the other side. I'm kind of going on my eye socket bone. Now they look fairly similar, and then I'm just going to take it down out from where I stopped out here. I'm just going to bring it in a little like that to create a kind of a V. I hope you can see that, and it just kind of gives the illusion that your eye is a bit bigger, because my eyes are quite small, they're deep set and slightly hooded. It's a great combination. Now I can darken that and with another crease brush that I have, and it's this one is my blank canvas. It's the E23, and it's just much denser, much smaller. I have a MAC one as well, and I can just take a little of that colour and just hopefully darken that V up just ever so slightly. To give a bit more depth. I don't want to spend too long, and that's it. That's it. And then I just take a fluffy brush. This one happens to be an Urban Decay one that I came in one of my palettes, and I just blend those two together. And I'm going to take my MAC Harmony again, if I can find it, and again with just the tip of the sponge, not MAC Harmony, what's it? MAC Hush. Just with the tip of the sponge, just highlight my brow bone. Like so. 18 minutes. So much for quick. Anyway, I am going to line my eyes with this is the Sephora 12-hour eye contour pencil in Tiramisu. It was my holy grail, but I'm beginning to change my mind. It does smear on me. And what I do is I go into the roots of my lash. I did a video, I'll see if I can link it, on how I do a wing for my hooded eye. So I go into the roots of the lash. I'm not lining the waterline, and just to give some definition so you can see that by comparison with the other eye. And the same thing now. I'm not really going to do a wing today, but I go into the roots from the top of the lash as well, just again to give a slight bit more definition, because my eyes are so deep set. And the problem with this Sephora pencil, even though I do love it, it's so soft and easy to work with that you have to keep sharpening it, and so it doesn't last as long as I would like. So to get it, I'm going to put a very, very tiny wing just because I feel I need it. I just come to the end, I go to underneath my lash to where I finished the colour, and then I just sort of pull it in that direction. So you can see there, it's just a tiny, tiny pull. It's not a wing really, it's just a little tiny pull upwards and outwards. But if I was to do a wing in the conventional way, it wouldn't work for me because it'd be lost in the crease. So very soft, very subtle, nothing too exciting. Now, lashes, I'm going to go in first of all with my Kiko Unmeasurable Length Fibers. I might top this, I'll see, I might top it with my Essence, but this is pretty good. It's got a funny little brush, you can see the shape, and I'm really enjoying this. My daughter brought this home from Amsterdam as well. We don't have a Kiko store here. They're all over Europe and they're in the States. I think there's only one in New York, and we were there when I was there last year. We were there. They're so inexpensive, and the products are they're such good quality. I love them. The lipsticks are beautiful. But because they don't have names, they just have numbers. If you like something and somebody's going to a Kiko store, you can't say, will you get me the Kiko lipstick in matte lipstick or luster lipstick in whatever colour. It's numbers, so it's kind of a little bit hit and miss as to whether you will find the same product. That's what I find, but you'll get something else which is just as good. So you can see there that gives pretty good lashes. So again on the other side, oh 21, oh hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I really enjoy putting my makeup on, so that's probably why I take so long. It's a real ritual for me. Okay, so I'll put a little on both, on the bottoms. Sorry, I'm blinding you with that. So just a little on both, on the bottom lashes. Okay, now for lips, I am using the Rimmel East End Snob. It's the lip liner, Exaggerate lip liner. And I fill in a little bit. Actually, my lips are quite dry at the moment. And then I am going in with, hopefully, where is it? Oh, there it is, it's staring at me. It's a Kiko lipstick. I don't even know what number it is. It's just one of these, isn't it? I've used it loads of times before. It's a kind of a nudie colour, a darker nude, but it's a lovely shade. So I'm just going to love that. And it's kind of like a magnetic, and when you want to open it, you push it. They're beautiful. I'm going to top that with, this is the NYX Butter Gloss in, I think it's Fortune Cookie. Yeah, Fortune Cookie. I bought it last week because I was looking at White Russian and I wanted to buy a few other things, so I kind of couldn't justify it. So I bought this one instead because I swatched White Russian. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar. And it's lovely just to top any lipstick. It just gives a little sheen. Now it won't give you the plumping effect of the White Russian, but it's a very similar effect colour-wise. So yes, the last thing I want to do is put my, oh, I'm 24, my concealer. And this is the Lancome Effacerne, and it's in the colour 01. I'm nearly always the palest, and what I do, this is going to last for such a long time. I put the tiniest amount, you need the tiniest amount, and I'm going to take my beauty sponge, the small one, the tip of it, and just pop it under my eyes there, just to brighten and conceal the dark circles, which I have already corrected. But you can see there, you don't even need to set this. Now, I always use a little bit of powder just to give my makeup a little bit more wearability. So I'm using my number 7 Airbrush Away Translucent Finishing Powder, and it literally does what it says. I've hit pan. I love this, and I'm using my Blank Canvas F25. It's a lovely big fluffy brush, and this doesn't make you look powdery. It literally just kind of sets things. I do put it everywhere, but I'm not putting a heavy layer, and as I say, it doesn't make you look powdery or cakey or anything, and it just sort of blends everything together. So I'll bring it down my neck as well. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. 26 minutes. Okay, I'm going to fix my hair and I will be back. Sorry, back now. Hair fixed to the best of my ability. It needs to be cut and restyled, and I don't know what to do with it. But and one side takes a curl, this side curls much better, and this side doesn't. So it never looks balanced. So anyway, that's the finished look. I hope you like it, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I promise this week the kids are back at school. I just haven't got round to getting to all my comments yet. I will. I promise I will. I will reply to all of them. But leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. I have some other products that I want to do, get ready with me as well, coming up. And yeah, let me know if there's any new products that you've tried recently. Something tickling me now. And I hope that... I can't see it. I hope you have a fabulous day, and it's Wednesday, so we're halfway through the week, and yeah, just thank you for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me. If you haven't already, maybe you would hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and because I'd love to get to know you all, more of you, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.